David, it continues right here. It's PWR Primetime Extra. You know, when you have a 5-hour WrestleMania, it's difficult to talk about all of it in a 30-minute show. So, hello, how are you? Are you still good? You still with it? You still here? You still hip?
I'm making sure, because we leave tomorrow for Vegas.
For Vegas, yes.
I'm just making sure everything is taken care of. I mean, we need to decompress after Dallas.
I've been attempting to do that all week.
Yeah, you know, but I need to decompress more than you do, obviously.
Well, it's Primetime Extra, and we want to talk about the rest of the WrestleMania matchups that we didn't quite get to on Primetime. Thank you very much for joining us here for this content here on our YouTube channel.
You know, I didn't get props for something I did say last week. I'd be the booker.
What's that?
Kalisto over Ryback.
Because who cares? Because who cares?
Everybody cares.
Everybody such as you, because you got one, right?
No, because Kalisto has a huge fan following.
So, let's talk about that match then, David Hero.
Yes.
Kalisto defeating and retaining the United States Championship over Ryback.
Yes, the Wall, as you called him.
I certainly did not call him a wall. I said, carry on.
No, I got it right. That's all I'm saying.
I don't recall that statement.
Yeah, I got it right?
I certainly don't
recall that. Well, let's go on to the next match then.
Let's go on to the next match, and it's the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Shaq and Tatanka and DDP. A whole bunch of surprise entrants into that Battle Royal. Now, SportsCenter was broadcasting their live. As a matter of fact, Coach was right underneath us where our suite was in the venue.
He was under Linda.
That makes some sense because he had a SportsCenter moment with Shaq, obviously. But Baron Corbin.
Yes.
Wins that Battle Royal matchup.
When I saw Baron, I'm like, he's the guy that has to win.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, can we be honest?
Let's try to be honest.
The rest of the guys in there, who else had a better shot of winning it? Big Show was going to win again. Kane maybe, but that's uneventful. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, Damian Sandow, not going to happen. The Social Outcast.
I mean, he was one of the final three.
Well, yeah, because he was one of the finals last year. You know? Baron Corbin, what a great way to bring him up to the main roster.
Yeah.
To have him win that match. Now he's introduced as a guy that won the Battle Royal.
Which they did on Monday.
Which they did. And now he's in a program with Ziggler. And another example of, hey, yeah, I'll put over Austin Aries because I'm going up to Raw. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened with Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin's going to be a player. He's not well liked by a lot of people. Because he has the size, he's aggressive, he works hard, and they need guys like him right now. They need guys that are the heels that get legit heel heat.
I'll go with that.
Well, of course you should.
We had Team Total Divas, David Hero. It was a 10-diva tag team match. A 10-diva, 10 women. 10-diva, 10 women. 10-diva because they're on Total Divas. 10-diva tag team match.
It was divas against women.
The Team Divas, Team Total Divas versus Team Bad and Blonde.
Yes.
A lot of women in this matchup, but a good match overall.
It was
solid. A tremendous women's wrestling contest.
Yeah, it was solid. And you know what? What a great send-off for Brie Bella. You know, she gets the win, gets a nice send-off. I'm surprised she didn't beat Lana, obviously, because they want to keep Lana fresh for other things. But, you know, all the girls look great, and they all got their stuff in. And as much as the fans criticize Nikki and Brie, they're going to miss them.
Yes.
Because they do bring something that the other girls don't.
They do. They bring Brie mode.
Yeah.
Folks, that was the Usos. The Usos versus the Dudley Boyz.
What'd you think? What'd you think?
That was a good match. I mean, the Dudleys at WrestleMania, always great. The Usos, I think, are better than people give them credit for, to be honest with you. They're an amazing tandem tag team. They wrestle very well as a tag team.
In the last 6 years.
Absolutely. This matchup, I believe it occurred on the USA Network, correct? On the pre-show special?
Yes.
And a good match to showcase talents leading into the big show, WrestleMania. I thought it was a good match between the two.
I just thought it was interesting how they come back on Raw with a tables match with them.
Right, even though they're done with tables, the Dudleys.
But what a nice way to bring out Enzo and Cass.
Folks, what'd you think of their debut, David Hero? And the very passionate Monday Night Raw crowd. I call them the most obnoxious crowd of the year. Word for word following along with Enzo and Cash, which I thought was great.
Oh, yeah, but this is no different than Road Dogg and Billy.
That is very different. It took them weeks on WWE programming to get that over. They didn't debut on WWE programming with that saying over.
Those fans watch NXT.
Those fans do,
Road Dogg
correct.
and Billy run NXT, they would have got over the same way. I will say this.
You're changing the rules, aren't you?
I got kind of heated with those fans just because.
Did the beach ball hit you in the head?
No, you know what? It's just like, pay attention to the show.
Well, here's the thing.
You know, if you're that bored, don't go.
I don't know if you got a chance to watch the broadcast version of it, but it was framed perfectly. Not just with what Vince McMahon said about this crowd being wacky and crazy and unique, but Michael Cole, JBL, and Byron Saxton set it up perfectly by saying, this is the weirdest night of the year. These fans are passionate. There are most passionate fans who are here for WrestleMania. They're going to cheer for the ones you won't cheer for. They're going to boo the ones you like. And all that was said. So WWE, again, as much as you all try to hijack and take over the show, and was it Jericho who said you're not going to hijack the show?
Yeah.
As much as you try to hijack, take over the show, get yourselves over, WWE had you framed
you won't
already.
be seen on TV.
Exactly. Or heard if they don't want you to be.
Right.
Loud chants, obviously, are different. Now, I appreciate the passion of the fans. I appreciate the passion of those fans. But when it becomes more about you, the fans, versus the talents in the ring, that is disrespectful to the people putting their life on the line to entertain you. That's where I have a problem.
Can I go back to what I was going to talk about now?
You asked me a question, I answered it. You can go ahead.
Enzo and Cass and the Dudleys. I'm terrified if I'm Enzo and Cass.
Really?
Because the Dudleys are tough dudes.
They are?
And they are going to give them, what is that? It's not a hazing. They're going to give them a proper introduction to pro wrestling.
Yes.
And they are going to potato them. They are going to teach them.
Come on now.
If Enzo and Cass are used to being the big dogs in NXT,
Yeah.
they try that stuff with Bubba and Devon, they're going to get punched in the mouth. And it's going to be very interesting to see how those two teams mesh in the next month and a half.
Folks, it was another matchup at WrestleMania. It was one that we talked about on PrimeTime a little bit, but did not go further into, and that was one of the great women's matches that occurred, and this one was for the Women's Championship. It was Charlotte defending against Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. Charlotte, of course, having Ric Flair at her side, winning the matchup and being presented with the Women's Championship title, the pink and white, if you will, after the matchup by Lita.
I don't like the belt.
Of course you don't.
It looks like the heavyweight title belt.
Right, it's the WWE Women's Championship, just like the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Right.
You want them to call that the Men's Championship?
No.
So why wouldn't the women's belt look like a miniature version of the...
I just think it just looks generic.
You want the butterfly
No,
Divas
I
belt?
don't want that.
So what would you have done?
I would have made it prettier or something. I don't know. I'm just saying.
You're that fan right now, this week.
No.
Are you mocking?
No, I'm just being honest.
Charlotte wins.
You pay me to be honest on this show.
Charlotte wins.
Yeah, she did.
Your contributions are amazing right now.
The women's division right now is very...
Women's division. Doesn't it feel good to say that?
It's watered down.
Watered down?
Yes.
How?
Because we've seen Charlotte versus Sasha versus Becky versus... We've seen all these girls in so many different things, in so many different matches. There was nothing fresh and new about this.
Except the Women's Championship, Lita being involved, it being at WrestleMania, the biggest stage of them all.
I get it.
It being a fantastic wrestling contest.
But was this a match you were looking forward to seeing?
It was, actually. It was. I was actually looking forward to this matchup.
Were you happy with it?
I was happy with it, yes.
It didn't frustrate you?
No, it didn't frustrate me in the least bit. That was a good match.
Okay.
I thought it was timed well.
Hey, all three are fantastic. I thought for sure Sasha was going to leave as the champ.
When's the last time you've seen it in your 20-minute female match on WrestleMania? Because this was a 16-minute matchup between the two. Between the three, rather.
I can't think.
It's just unheard of. Yeah. You know, people remember a lot of time how much complaining was going on about how much time the divas or the women didn't get.
Right.
I disagree that it's watered down. I think the talents that they have are the best that they've had in a very long time, if ever, overall. And I'm really looking forward to what's next.
I would put Lita and Trish and Luna.
That's three people versus many more great people right now.
I understand, but I'd put those three up there with the three that were in the main event at Mania.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt. But I said overall, not counting just the standouts, overall in the division. Because really, standout Sasha, Charlotte.
Paige is a standout.
She was.
She still is.
Something's happened, though.
You know, how about Foxy? How great is Alicia Fox?
She's a great person. She is a great person.
Yeah.
She's a great person.
We love Alicia Fox.
She is a fantastic person. Next up, it was the League of Nations, David Hero. 4 versus 3 versus the New Day and the biggest box of bootios I've ever seen in my life.
I've never seen bootios quite like that before. And we've been on Bourbon Street. But
They sell those there?
they sell a lot of stuff on Bourbon Street.
Is that the one with the feet coming out of the wall? Is that what they sell, the bootios at?
Yes. Yes.
Big Daddy.
The same place that has the horse. But
It's a donkey.
it's 4-on-3. I thought it was 3-on-3. So
That's what's great about it, isn't it?
It makes sense that it was 4-on-3 because that's why the league wins. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, they buried New Day. How could League of Nations beat them? You know why League of Nations won?
Why'd they win?
Because that called out the icons. Foley, Shawn Michaels, and Steve Austin.
But Shawn Michaels, who came out first in gear,
Yes.
ready to tear it up at
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
So, and here's the beauty of it. So then they get over on League of Nations, and then New Day comes in. And they got Steve Austin to dance with New Day. So New Day gets the Steve Austin rub. You know what I mean?
Like Xavier Woods. You know his name by now,
Xavier
right?
Woods. Yeah, the guy with the trombone thing.
And the Iron Sheik boots.
Yes,
Tribute.
exactly.
Whose boots were Kofi's with the spurs basically on the back? I couldn't connect that.
Woody from Toy Story. No?
No. Stunner. I don't know the last time we've seen a stunner at Mania, by the way. Beer Fest, Mick Foley with the mandible claw. That was fun. A bit out of place. It seemed like they had to really figure out a way to get this involvement to happen.
But WrestleMania was a solid show. Was it great? No, it was solid. But again, like I mentioned earlier, if you take away Austin, you take away Foley, you take away Shawn Michaels, you take away The Rock, you take away John Cena.
Let's not forget, The Rock had a match
Okay?
at WrestleMania.
There's a lot of excitement and just greatness removed from that entire show. Because the crowd got up for all those guys.
Biggest pop of the night went to Stone Cold Steve Austin, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Well,
there are
Texas.
allegations, David Hero. We were there live. There
Yes.
are allegations by some fans out there that WWE and the network broadcast and the subsequent network broadcast of WrestleMania have muffled the boos for Roman Reigns at the end of the night. I watched the match,
Yeah.
and even if they did, great, but I don't think they did. I was surprised at how it didn't feel to me, being live in the stadium, 101.763, didn't feel to me that he was being booed out of the building.
It was loud.
It was loud,
loud.
but it was not hate heat,
No.
if you will.
And I don't get it. You know what I mean? I really don't. Because, you know, here's the thing. Your favorite football team doesn't always win the Super Bowl.
Right.
Okay? Your favorite baseball team doesn't always win the World Series. Does that mean you're going to boo the World Series? It means you're not going to watch it? You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. SmackDown this past Thursday night, Roman Reigns showed a little bit of a cocky
As he should. You know what? He is a jacked up, do whatever he wants, heavyweight champion of the world. Women love him.
Right, Linda?
Kids adore him. Why not?
Here's the thing. Does he need to do what John Cena did for a period of time, and when he embraced it, and what was it? Die, Cena, die. Go away, Cena. We hate Cena. What was the shirt
You know
he
what?
wore a couple of times?
Here's what I want Reigns to do. Just ignore it. Like it doesn't exist.
That's going to be tricky.
Dude, but
I think he needs to come out and say, contrary to all you haters, I won this. You bought tickets to come see me and boo me, and I'm on top of the world right now.
Okay. What is the best thing you can do to someone that's arguing with you? Just not say anything. It drives them more insane.
Or it drives them to be louder. And
Yeah, well, I think Reigns just goes out there and just kicks ass and doesn't have to pander to the crowd. He can still kiss the girls and pat the babies on the top of the head and tell the guys to go to hell because they're still going to buy his merch.
We'll talk more about Roman Reigns in the next few weeks, of course.
No matter what you do with Roman Reigns, are you going to cheer him when he's a bad guy then?
I can't wait till he's face to face with Cena.
That's going to be the
I
best.
talked to
thing
some
going.
fans Monday night at JR's show who were, of course, exuding hate for Roman Reigns for no reason, because I was asking for the specifics.
Because they can't be him.
And I said, well, think about this. When it's him face to face with John Cena, who are you going to boo then? Because these are the same people that boo Cena, because Cena sucks. This a couple of people said, one guy in particular said, well, I'm going to cheer for Cena. Like, you hate Reigns that much for reasons you can't articulate, that you're going to cheer for
It's
another
kind
guy
of like
you hate.
saying, how would you like me to fix this? You know?
To a degree. One final matchup, David Hero, that deserves some detailed conversation, and that was the Intercontinental Championship ladder match.
What a shocker.
Zack Ryder, ladies and gentlemen, became the new Intercontinental Champion, and quite frankly, it was a great shocker. It was a shocker. He would lose it the next night to Miz on Raw. Doesn't matter. He got his WrestleMania moment. He wouldn't win it as well in another rematch on SmackDown.
You know, people complained about that. And all I can say is, remember when Kane beat Steve Austin in the first blood match?
No, because that happened at King of the Ring 98. Nobody remembers that happened after the King of the Ring matchup. Because he lost it on Raw the next night. Or Austin got it back on Raw the next night.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying, it could have been Kane.
Sami Zayn, though, in that matchup. Kevin Owens in that matchup. Everybody had an equal chance, it seemed, at different points throughout the matchup to win.
Even your boy Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler was, of course, he showed up very, very well in that matchup. A solid match, and as you said, David Hero, and I realize this more so prevalently watching it, they're giving us Money in the Bank without giving us Money in the Bank.
So they're doing
which is fine. WrestleMania overall longest match of the night. Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker at just over 30 minutes. Second longest match, Triple H and Roman Reigns at 27 minutes. A long WrestleMania. Would you do it all again next year if you were WWE and sit us in the sun in Orlando for 5 hours?
Well, that's why you sit in the suite. We're out of the sun.
This has been PWR Primetime Extra. We appreciate you joining us, folks. Next week, as we said, Primetime will be emanating from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Good God.
And me, Gene Okerlund, will be our guest host. For that one, this is Damian Nelson saying thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you again soon here on the Pro Wrestling Report.